So, I'm gonna show you how I went from bald-headed scallywag to long, voluptuous locks with some leave out with this good old U-part from good old DivasWigs. Now, I haven't had a U-part in, oh girl, I don't know how long. It's been a long time, but they seem to be making a resurgence. So I was like, hey, so this is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. Minus the flat foundation I'm wearing. So this is the box that I got from DivasWigs. It's a 22-inch 150 U-part natural black wig. It has a very natural texture to it. So more of an Italian Yaki, but not as coarse. They sent me like 3 different options, and I picked this one because I felt like once I straighten my hair, this would be the closest to my natural hair texture. So you can see there is tracks in the back, all on the entire cap. I'm going to cut those pieces out. It has combs in it. I did take the combs out just because, you know, so let's start with the naps. The comb. So I did these test braids, which looked horrible because I was trying to figure out like, how am I going to do this? I know back in the day, like Tierra Monet, she would do this look a lot. She's not really a big fan of frontals, I know. So she would use like a piece of a thread and put it in between. And then where her part would be, she would just put a little bit of foundation right there so you couldn't tell. So this is what it looks like. I just wanted to see kind of how my hair would blend with it, and also how long it was, where it hit on me, and what it looked like once you put a little bit of heat on it too, because the texture is beautiful, but it's not bone straight. So other side, there has no heat. This side had a little bit of oil sheen and some heat, and look how beautiful that is. So it still has a very thick luster, but it's not too thick. It still flows, it still moves. So I took these really dull scissors I had just to cut it out, so I wouldn't accidentally cut my hair, just to see kind of how it was. Now, one thing I will say that off the bat that I didn't like about this was the fact that they fold the track in the front over, which then intends to make the U part thicker in the front. I wish they would have, you know, just like cut it. It would have been fine, but I get why they did it. I just personally didn't like it. So as you can see, I took some translucent thread and I went ahead and threaded it through my curved needle. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure on your U part how far your part, like pretty much how wide your U part is going to be. This is regular thread. I have fishing line, which is still soft, but it's supposed to be translucent so fishes don't see the bait. I would have used that because this is a little bit more fragile, and if you do pull it too much, it will pop. But this is much easier for me, where to conceal the actual line where you're going to make, pretty much just going to keep that open part that I just cut off together. So with a little bit of heat, you see it flat irons beautifully. This is how my hair would look if I would do it, but I don't like to wear it. So, you know, that's that on that. So you can see it still has texture to it, but it is still really beautiful, and it just has a real natural look to it. It looks like it's all mine, and it will help with your blending. If your hair is more coarse and you happen to not want to put that much heat on it, this particular texture will definitely do you right to not have to be, especially every day. If you wrap your hair, most likely you'll be able to get away with this. So you can see she has a lot of body. This is before I trimmed it, just because I don't really like the end. So this is me before we get to this point. So yeah, I think left eye hair looked like this in, I forgot what black video it is. She had like a whole bunch of clips on her swoop. I'm like, girl. So there you go. So that is the piece. So I just put it on and put it around. And what you're going to do is you're just going to pull your hair around that particular, the piece of that thread. So what you would do is you would then went ahead and trimmed her up. Feel like it looked a little bit better and a little bit more natural than having the, just like kind of the natural look. I feel like this look a little bit more put together. So then you just pull your hair out. So you see, I'm just pulling my hair from under where it was, and you just pull it over. And as you can see, you can't even see that there's an actual thread right there, because the hair has enough texture where you're not paying too much attention and it's not bone straight. But also, this also will be based on how tight you make the U part in the back. If you make it really tight, then the tension on that thread is going to start to dig into your scalp, which you don't want. So that's why I say you have to measure the front. But look how seamless that blends with Muriel's hair. Okay, just seamless. And all you got to do is just pull your hair over. And so obviously the more hair that you have, the more natural this is gonna look. So I did the other side and just put a little bit of edge control here on the front, and that was pretty much it. I didn't really require too much of nothing, but it really looks like how some of my old when I used to get sew-ins, which is, girl, it's been like eons ago. I was like, oh my god, like this is amazing. But you see, like even my hair is a little bit more coarse than the hair. But if I was to put a little bit more heat on my hair, or if I didn't make that as straight, it would have been tip top. But I'm trying to keep, I don't wear my hair like this often, so I'm trying to keep as much hairspray and heat off of it as possible. But look at her, she's everything. She's a hot one, y'all. Like, what you thought? And it's easy for me to then just pull her off. So it's snug enough for me to wear, but it's also, as you can see, it still looks very natural once I put it on. I hope you guys like this, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Peace.